What is up, YouTube? This is Christian Professional Dad, and I'm back with another knife video. Since I started this channel, I have gotten some amazing questions in the comment section and in my emails, everything. I mean, they ask me everything from how I sharpen knives to what's my favorite knife brand, and they turn a lot of my 3-knife challenges back on me and ask me what my answers are. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take a few specific questions that I've gotten over the past few months, and I'm going to give my honest opinion take on those. Now, before I do, I want to welcome anybody stopping by my channel for the very first time. If you've just found me and you're checking out what I've got going on, thank you. I appreciate your time. Hopefully you like what you see. Here on this channel, we like to talk about knives in EDC almost every single day, or we try to. And because you're new and you're just checking me out for the very first time, you might not know this, you might already, but if you don't, let me tell you about it. We've got a big contest going on. On March the 3rd of 2025, we're going to have a live stream. And on that live stream, we're going to give one lucky person a $200 budget that they get to spend any way that they want on knives or EDC items. 1 knife, 2 knives, whatever. EDC items, screwdrivers, flashlights, whatever. It's their budget, not mine, up to $200. Now, what do I mean by budget? Exactly that. They have a $200 limit that they get to go spend any way that they want. It has to be at an online knife or EDC retailer, someplace like Big Idea Design, Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Blade HQ, any place like that. Not big box store chains like Lowe's, Walmart, Target, places like that. Now, you do not have to be present in that live stream to win, but there will be separate drawings for the people in the live stream. So if you can make it, we highly recommend that. You have multiple chances of winning if you do. So how do you be a part of that? Well, that's real simple. The first thing that I would ask is that you like this video and you subscribe to my channel. That helps me grow. It helps me share my knives with more people, but also to share that $200 budget opportunity with as many people as possible. So I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Now, the next thing that you have to do is you have to find on my channel, and you're already there with this video, is find the video that says Huge Knife Budget Giveaway. And on that video, you leave one comment and you're in. That's it. And on March the 3rd, when we go live, we will use a random comment generator to pick one lucky person, and they are the winner. Again, you don't have to be present in that live stream. We just gave away a $200 budget. He's already got his knives. They came in the mail yesterday. I'm a little bummed because I ordered some the same day from Blade HQ, and because of the daggone snow, we got all these alerts and warnings and stuff that in this area, all UPS and everything, they've stopped delivering. I don't know for how long. Hopefully I'll get them in the next day or two. But he already got his knives, so I'm at least thankful for that. CGL Ryan, I'm really stoked that you got your knives. I really, excuse me, I really hope that your nieces and nephew enjoy those knives. They make the most of them, and I hope that it spawns something in them, a love for knives and a love for collecting. Even if it's not a love for knives, a love for collecting something that they can have a passion about and enjoy. So hopefully you've contributed that with your nieces and nephews. So thank you for taking part of that giveaway. It was a blast, and I appreciate it. All right, guys, so that's it. Leave a comment and you're in. So I've got some really great questions. Some of these things I've addressed before. You know, some of them I've went in depth on several videos in the past, but because I do have new people checking me out all the time, I'm always getting a lot of the same questions that I've dealt with before. You know, I try to refer them back to other videos and stuff like that, but sometimes people just don't have the time to go back and watch 160, 170 videos and sort through them, trying to find out which ones are the specific ones that talk about the subject matter that they're asking about. So sometimes the questions are as simple as just turning around my 3-knife or 3-brand challenges around on me. You know, what is your opinion on that? And that's fair. You know, I honestly try to not give my take and opinion on that in the beginning. I want to get some personal opinions from you guys, because I want it to be unbiased. I don't want to give my opinion and then that you know, influence anybody else's opinions. I want them to give their opinions, and then once I respond to the comments, then I will, you know, filter in my opinions of, you know, hey, I like that. Yeah, you're actually on track. That's kind of like where I'm leaning and stuff as well. But ultimately up front, I don't do that for a reason, because I want the challenges to be unbiased and get your all's opinions, because you all are the ones that matter as the community. You all have collectively far more knowledge than I ever could. I'm one person. You guys are however many watch these. So you guys know a lot more than I do collectively. So, and that's why I do it that way. And I enjoy the 3-knife challenges. I hope that you guys do too. If you guys have any ideas for 3-knife challenges or daily knife challenges or anything like that, hit me up. You know, I'm always looking for new ideas. And that actually would help me, because you can only do so many before you start, you know, overlapping them and stuff. So I'd love any ideas that you guys have. All right, guys. Oh, and by the way, one last thing. Somebody actually said that they was going to use my 3-knife challenge on their own channel and stuff, and they would give me a shout out. Listen, guys, you don't have to give me a shout out. I appreciate it and stuff. It's fair game. If something that I have or something I do or say can help you on your channel and grow your channel and get you an audience and help you out, take it and run with it. I don't care. This you know, there's enough viewers for all of us. So if you want to use the 3-knife challenge on your channel, go for it. I have no problems with that at all. You have my blessing. If it helps you grow, take it and run with it. I hope it helps you grow and you make a bigger success out of it than I do. But that's neither here nor there. All right, so the very first question I want to address is this. I recently done the video about knives that surprised me and blew me away, and I made a little side comment about that, about you know, some knives, it goes the opposite way. I expect more than what I get, and I mentioned the Deca in that, and somebody actually commented, you know, wanted to know what it was about the Deca that I was not pleased with and not impressed with, or at least, maybe that's the wrong words, what it was that didn't live up to my expectations. Let's say it that way, because the Hogue Deca is not a bad knife. It's just not what I expected. So what was it about that knife? They wanted to know which one I got and what it was that didn't live up to it. So this is the Hogue Deca that I have right now. Now this is the one with Magna Cut. Now I have another one that it will be here soon, and hopefully I enjoy it more, because you can get these things with different handles and scales and stuff like that on them, and then people put their different handles and scales on them as well. I see them with titanium stuff. Like I see Neves Knives and Metal Complex. I mean, they've got some that are awesome and they look great. This one though, the reason that I do not like this, I love the shape, I love the profile, I love the blade design, I love the Magna Cut, obviously, I love the dual thumb studs, I love the jimping on top. The jimping is great, and it's got that little platform. So it's literally a little flat platform, and then it drops off. That flat platform right there is great for your thumb. With the way that your finger fits in that groove right there in that finger choil, and then you put that right there, it's great. I mean, it works perfect. So it's really nice. I love the axis lock. Those are all things about this that I love. So what is it about this knife that I don't like? I'll give you an example. This knife cost me almost 150 bucks. This knife is the Bantam. And the Bantam cost, what, 25 bucks, 30 bucks, 40 bucks if you get really good blade steel. Look at these two. One is a smaller version of the other. The handle material feels the same. They both feel, and that's not calling this a bad knife, not by any means. People love the Buck Bantam for a reason. This is a great little EDC pocket knife, a lockback knife and stuff like that. You know, this is a great little knife. I'm not disparaging this knife at all. And for the money that you're paying, you're getting a good knife. What I'm saying is that these two are really similar, except for one is just a bigger version. The handles is what I am upset about. Not upset about, just not tickled to death about. This handle feels the same that this one does, and this is a $150 knife. This feels plastic, it feels cheap, it feels light, It feels like I will snap it in half if I squeeze it too hard. Now, I know it won't break. I know that this is not going to break if I squeeze it. I know that. I know it's a great knife. It just doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way in my hand. But you guys know I'm not a big fan of the lightweight knives anyways. I'm not a big fan of them. I like feeling like I've got something bulky, chunky, and solid in my hand, and a good firm grip, and then I'm not going to squeeze it in half. I hate to say that it feels cheap, because it's not cheap. It's $150, and it's got magnet cut steel. And Hogue makes awesome knives. I'm a huge Hogue fan. I love Hogue fans. Listen to me. I love Hogue fans. I love Hogue knives. I love them. It is just the handle. Now, I want to put aftermarket scales on this, and here's my dilemma. Where I don't have a lot of experience, because I have been collecting for 2 years, and you guys know I've learned as I've went along, and I still learn every single day. I am not the guy that takes my knives apart and changes out this or that, or dissects them and sees the inner workings of them and figures them out and stuff like that, and then puts them back together, or changes, makes Frankenstein knives. I don't do that. I'm smart enough to where if I wanted to, but it's just not my thing. It's not my cup of tea, and I don't want to pretend like I'm something I'm not, and I just don't think that I am that guy. I know that I shouldn't be intimidated by that process, but just to be honest and transparent, I get intimidated by that process. What scales do I order? Do I put them on? How do you put them on? What happens if I lose something, if I don't fit it in there right? Will the working mechanism always be the same? Will the action stink after that? Will the action go from smooth and really nice and crisp to, clunky and sticky? And I'm afraid of all that. I'm afraid of messing up a knife because I don't know what I'm doing. So I need to learn. I really do. I need to learn. I need to buy a knife or two like this Hogue Deca and just sacrifice it to the, in the name of science, not really science, but in the name of progress on my collections, so that I can do that type of stuff, because I would love to take this and change the scales. I would love to put titanium scales. What is it? The GOAT scales and the AWT scales and all those different scales that you guys are talking to me about and everything. And I've looked them all up and everything. And I go to order them, and then I just get intimidated by it. I do. I'm like, gosh, I know that I'll order them and they'll just sit there in the package and I'll never put them on. I'll just be too intimidated by the process of taking it apart and putting it back together. And I know how that sounds. Oh, you're a grown man. What are you talking about? Intimidated by taking a knife apart. It's just a knife. Take it apart and put it back together. I just never was that guy who got into that. Like, my brother would take radios apart like that and just to see how they work and put them back together, no problem. I just never got into that stuff. I got into collecting stuff. I got into reading. I got into learning stuff. I just never was a hands-on type of guy and doing that kind of stuff. I've got a good friend on here. He makes his own micarta handles and scales. He does this stuff called shipwrecking his knives and stuff, and he is awesome at it. Like, you should see some of the stuff that he does. It's great. Zachary, man, you're talented. You should really do a channel, and you should show people that, because you got a gift, and people could learn a lot from you. That's just not me. So that's about this knife that I am not tickled to death about. I feel like I should have just got this and been happy with it. Or if I wanted to get a Hogue and spend that much money, just spend a little bit more and get a Hogue OTF, because Hogue makes some great OTFs. And that's what I feel like I should have done, So I hate to say it, but that's the Hogue Deca. And I also know somebody on here, Luke. He has a screen name on here. He's got one that's in pieces because his did break on him. And he's literally got the pictures of it and stuff where it's like in pieces in a bucket right now, because this exact Hogue broke on him. He used it too hard and the handle broke off. So that's it. That's what I don't like about that Hogue. I hope hopefully I do not turn anybody off the Hogue or the Deca, because the Deca is a good knife. And I hate to say that after what I just said, because it is a good knife. I know it's not going to break on me. I just feel like it is. But the company itself, fantastic. All right. So recently I done a overall best EDC knife. What is your all's opinion on the overall best EDC knife with the best materials and just the best model, all in all? And it was overwhelming. 80% of the answers were Spyderco knives. 80% of the answers. Now, I knew Spyderco was going to win that. I knew Spyderco, there was no doubt going into that. As my buddy on here would say, those who know carry Spyderco. And I knew that Spyderco was going to win that. But I did not expect Spyderco to win the way that it did. It was every single question. Spyderco, 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 Spyderco. Buck 110, Spyderco, Buck 110, 112, Spyderco, Spyderco. There was other knives sprinkled in through there, and they were all some great knives. The Iridium got a few votes. There was several that got the Asher. Man, that's such a nice knife. There was several that was sprinkled through there, but overall it was Spyderco. So my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion now on what the best overall knife is, EDC knife. I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you a folder, and I'm going to give you a fixed blade. I think, hands down, right now, the best, and I'm going to classify this as a budget. I'm going to go into budget and premium, next level. The budget EDC knife, in my opinion, the Iridium is great. It is fantastic, but right here, there's no comparison. The Raccoon, and those who have one know exactly what I'm talking about. And I mean, everybody that talks about the Raccoon says the same thing. There's people that have the Raccoon and the Iridium, and some people will pick the Iridium, but overwhelmingly people pick the Raccoon. The Raccoon is fantastic. I have the aluminum handles. I have the Nitro V blade steel. These things come in around $75. The blade shape, the crossbar lock, the action, dual thumb studs, reverse pocket clip, just everything all in all. Look at that knife. Look at that belly. The blade steel, Nitro V, is a really, really good blade steel. It's a really good blade steel. You know, close with like Sandvik 14C 28N. You know, they're really close. This a little bit maybe more edge retention. You know, fantastic blade steel. I think that you can't beat the Raccoon for the price for EDC purposes. Now, there's other knives in that ballpark that I like for other reasons. But for EDC use, for carrying, I think the Raccoon is the best budget EDC right now on the market. I have the Iridium. The only thing that I like on the Iridium more than I like on the Raccoon is the action. It's more fidgety. And that has a big thing to do with EDC. Fidgetiness is a big thing for EDC because a lot of people like that fidgetiness and playing with it and stuff, and when they're not doing anything or when they're thinking about something, you know, sit there and distract themselves or just give themselves something to do. People like to fidget, and that has a big thing to do with EDC. It does. That is the only thing about the Iridium that I like more than the Raccoon. The only thing about the Iridium that I like more. Other than that, I think that this is the best knife on the market, the Raccoon. Nitro V with aluminum handles, crossbar lock. That blade right there is designed. I mean, look at that. That's a slicer right there. You want to talk about a slicer. Excellent edge retention. A great tip right there for piercing, puncturing. Great jimping on top. Again, dual thumb studs. Excellent size for any hand. I mean, yeah, my finger does, hang over a little bit, but they're not really fighting over space so much. I mean, it's comfortable. It's a comfortable grip. The finger choil it just fits right in there. It's a good grip right there. It's a good knife. So I love the Raccoon. I think the Raccoon is the best EDC knife budget-wise on the market right now. Now, the best budget-wise fixed blade, there's no question in my mind. There's no question. Everybody that watches me already knows the Bradford is the best. The Guardian is the best EDC fixed blade in the world, in my opinion. Now, I personally think that anybody that gets one should go with the 3.5 or the 4. The 3, I think, is just a little too small, but some people like that smaller handle. So it is perfect for some people with smaller hands. Maybe the 3.2 or something like that. But if you have bigger hands at all, you want to go with the 3.5 or 4. But that's also a more premium price. I mean, you're getting those at what, $139, $140 for, a base level, steel, all the way up to their more premium ones around $200, $220, $230. So that's more premium. The budget fixed blade, I think, and I have Civivi over there, I have CRKT, I have Kaiser. Man, I have a lot of them. You guys have seen a lot of them. There's no question. No question at all. The best budget fixed blade for EDC purposes is this right here, the Mink. Now, if I was picking just a knife that I carry around my neck, that I carry every day, that's got just a best bang for the buck, I'd probably go with that little Scout Feather that you guys have seen so often that I talk about, because it just got so many different uses. It's got so many things that come with it. It's an awesome little knife. But I'm talking about just a universal across the board EDC only, just for EDC purposes. This Mink right here. I think the Mink is such a good daggone knife, guys. It's another Nitro V blade steel. Now you can get this with the sheep's foot blade, or you can get it with this trailing point right here. This is the way to go for me. I like the other blade, and I want to get one in the other blade style, blade shape, but for me, there's no question this is the best for EDC. You've got that piercing point. That's a really, really sharp point. You've got this excellent belly. The blade geometry is perfect for slicing. It's thin blade stock. Look how thin that is. I mean, look how thin that is. You got excellent jimping across the top in 2 different places, so you can get different, different grips and stuff for different precision cuts. The handle with this textured, I mean, this is just excellent. This is an excellent knife right here. It's not heavy. It's light. It comes with a great sheath right here. Kydex sheath with the ringlets. And it comes with its own T-clip here that you can actually rotate around different ways. So I have mine so that I can carry a cross draw. But you can put it different ways. I put mine on my back a lot of times. But the Mink right now, in my opinion, I think that you're just not going to beat the Mink. You're not going to beat the Mink. I have a lot of really, I don't know, there's some really nice Civivis out right now. Kaiser makes some really excellent, and I've actually got, I just last night ordered 3 Kaiser fixed blades. Budget fixed blades. I ordered a Tops fixed blade just last night, so I've got them coming in. So my opinion might change, but right now this Mink is it all day long, guys, all day long. Now, if I was going budget or a premium fixed, or not fixed blade, I'm not going to do a premium fixed blade. I already told you it's Bradford, but premium folder, no question. It's the Manix 2. Now this is the XL. This is the XL. I think the Manix 2 is the best premium folder on the market. Of course, it's Spyderco. Those who know carry Spyderco. You know who you are. Just the way that now, there's something to be said for the paramilitary too. There's something to be said for this. I think universally the paramilitary too may appeal to more people. I think the more people would absolutely, if they tried the Mannix 2, I think that they're going to love the Mannix 2 just because of the design and the shape of that handle. Look at that handle, the ergonomics and how it fits and forms around your hand. The ergonomics of this is great too. Now, something that this has got going on for it is that compression lock. That compression lock is fidgety as all get out. So I think that a lot of people are going to like the paramilitary 2, and a lot of people said the paramilitary 2. But a lot of people also said the Mannix 2. So it's a close one. I got the Mannix 2 XL and I absolutely love it. I carry the Shaman a little bit more just because of the fidgetiness, because I do care about that and stuff like that. But I just think that this Mannix has got a lot of things going for it that universally will appeal to a lot of people. A lot of people. So it doesn't matter though. They're all Spyderco. They're all of these Spydercos are made in the USA in Golden, Colorado. So as long as it's a Spyderco, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And the compression lock is definitely the best locking system on the market. I mean, the lock back is probably the safest overall. Well, it's not probably, it is the safest overall. Especially when you talk about Cold Steel's Triad, it's the safest locking system on the market. But next to that, the compression lock from Spyderco is the best locking system on the market, in my opinion. Their warranty is exceptional. So that right there, when you step up from budget, it's the Raccoon. When you step up, go with a paramilitary 2 or a Mannix 2, and I think either way you're good to go. Good to go. Now, I done that 3-brand challenge. What was the siblings? Because you've got Spyderco has Bird, which is their sibling brand, their more budget brand. You've got We and Civivi has Syncut. Concept has Tenable. You've got Artisan Cutlery has CJRB. Best Tech has Best Techman. On and on and on. There's a bunch of them. I asked between Syncut, Tenable, and Best Techman what was the best, and it came down to Tenable and Syncut. Both got a lot of votes, and some people was asking me my opinion. There's no question for me. No question. I love Tenable knives. I love Tenable knives. I've got several of them. I've reviewed them. The Nest Street, the Bomber, they're great knives. They're great knives. They're well made, but there's no comparison. Syncut is the way to go. When you're talking these sibling brands, these budget brands, Syncut has far more options. Their quality is exceptional. Their pricing is, their price points are excellent. What you can get for the prices that these Syncuts are coming in at right now, I use the Glide Strike. I talk about the Glide Strike all the time. That Glide Strike, I still say, is a knife that everybody should try at least once. You're going to fall in love with it if you do. That Glide Strike is an amazing knife, and you get it for $40, $45. It's amazing. There's so many different Syncuts right now that are excellent, and the money that you're paying for these things, you can get the Art Blast, you can just on and on and on. I could name a whole bunch of them. Syncut is the way to go. When you're talking those budget brands that specialize in that budget price point, between those 3 brands, Tenable, Best Techman. Now, if you start adding CJRB into it, that you're talking a whole nother ball game, because CJRB in itself is, yes, it's the little sibling to Artisan Cutlery, but CJRB could be a standalone brand on its own. I mean, look at the Pyrite alone. It's hard to beat the Pyrite, So I'm not including those in. This is just between Syncut, Tenable, and Best Techman. Syncut's the way to go all day. These are the best of those 3 brands. If you don't have any Syncut, get them, check them out. You'll fall in love with them. You really do. I like Syncut better than I do Civivi. I say that all the time. I like Syncut because of their price point and what you get. I like it better than, I would rather go with We on the premium end or Syncut on the budget end and skip to Civivi in the middle. Now, I have a lot of Civivis and they have some great knives, but I like Sencut better than I do Civivi. I just think that for the price point, you get more for the money, and they just have some really great stuff. And the last question I'm going to answer is this. Somebody asked me, how do I personally sharpen my knives? What's my favorite way? I'm old school. I can sharpen with any way. I like sharpening with different ways. I have the work sharp belt sharpeners and stuff like that. I have the Spyderco with the rods and different stuff. I've got a bunch of different sharpeners, and I like all of them. I'm old school right here. I'm a whetstone guy. This is how I sharpen my knives. I will soak that in water. I will get me a towel and put it down. I'll keep me a spray bottle of water to keep that wet. And I'll spray my knives and get them good and wet. And then I will just wear them out on that. I've got a few different stones, because just like other things, they're coarse on one side, fine on the other, and you can get different grits. And I never let my knives get really dull, so I don't have to take a really coarse stone to them. I can use the ones with the higher grits. So I'll just take a stone and I'll put it out on the table when I'm not doing anything. I'm watching a show or something and distracted. I'll get out a couple knives and I'll just, work them on that stone. Now, I don't have my strop right here with me because I have that leather strop actually mounted on the little table that I move around. I literally move around on wheels wherever I go. So it's literally mounted, so I can't pick it up and show it on camera. But it's a leather strop that I literally use afterwards. But you can buy those strops where you can put a nail on the wall and hang it and pull it out and strop it that way, or you can lay it across your lap and do it. You can pull a leather belt off and do it. The thing that I carry with me in vehicles and when I'm going out into if I'm going to be doing EDC or anything like that, or if I'm traveling, like I've got family in Ohio and stuff like that, or my kids live down southeastern Kentucky, if I go someplace like that and I'm going to be away from the house for a day or two and I need to have a knife sharpener with me, no question, the Work Sharp field sharpener, no question. This is right here the greatest sharpener I have ever found. I mean, this thing, if you've used it, you know how good the Work Sharp field sharpener is. It has two different plates on it, one coarse, one fine. It's got a strop right here that you can use just like a leather strop. It's got ceramic rods right here with 3 different settings that you can turn it. So you can use it for hooks, different kind of serrated blades and stuff. You've got another little ceramic rod right here, a short one, a smaller one for smaller serrations. I mean, it's got the actual the angles literally built in right here on, so you can just go with the angle of that on your knives. I mean, this thing is awesome, and these things are coming in at $40-45. They're awesome. Everybody, I've actually thought about doing that on my next giveaway instead of getting a few knives given away, because I've already done a couple videos where I've given a lot of knives. I thought about on the third, giving the $200 budget away, giving the budget away for the people in the live stream, and then giving several of the Work Sharp field sharpeners away. I thought about doing that. If you guys like that idea, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just get a few more knives. But these things are awesome, and that's how I sharpen my knives. I'm old school. I can do them anyway, but I love a whetstone and a strop, and I'm good. It gives me something to focus on and to divert my attention to, and I can do it while watching the TV and just sit there and sharpen my knives and just zone out for a little bit when my kids will allow me. And then if I'm going anywhere, I take this with me so that I can do quick, maintenance on my blades and stuff like that, and it's got everything you need in one. Work Sharp has some amazing sharpeners. Work Sharp, if you're listening, man, you guys do some awesome stuff. I know you ain't listening to me, I'm a nobody, but man, Work Sharp does some really cool stuff, guys. You should, if you don't have a Work Sharp sharpener, check them out. They're awesome. All right, guys, so that's it. I apologize I don't have any reveals and unboxings. I'm still waiting. we literally have the warnings when you go to do the trackings. There's the alerts on top that all the packages have been delayed because of the weather and stuff. By the way, all my packages that I've got, those knives, I told you I'd send them out at the end of this week. You know, it's going to be Monday. All the ain't nobody going anywhere, and we got to hit with that second round of the storm. So the roads are looking pretty good today. So by Monday, they'll definitely be all good, and I'll send everybody's knives out to you Monday, and you guys will get them ASAP. I'll send you guys the tracking numbers when I do. CGR Ryan already got his $200 in knives. He's already got them in, sent me pictures, and he loves them. So that's awesome. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Remember, sharp knives, happy lives. Take care.